And we welcome you to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez. I will be your play-by-play announcer for tonight's ball game. This is game number 2 of a 5-game series between the 316 Sluggers and your Newton Rebels. Well, last night the Newton Rebels took it on the chin. So tonight they're going to come back and try to get that victory on this second game. We're going to go through the standings real quick. First of all, in first place will be the Hutchinson Monarchs, who are 17-8. The Sluggers are 20-10. They are a half a game behind the Hutchinson Monarchs. They are followed by the Cheney Diamond Dogs at 16-9, who are 1 game back, and followed by the Great Bend Batcats, who are 15-11, are 2.5 games back. The Derby Twins are 12-11. They are 4 games back. Hayesville Aviators are 11-14. They are 6 games back. Then the Sunflower Seeds are 4-16, and they are 10.5 games back. Then the Newton Rebels are 4-18, and they are 11.5 games back. We will be playing tonight and then taking a little break. We'll have no game on Monday. Then we'll come back on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, where we will be in Wichita as we face the 316 Sluggers to finish off the 5-game series. Those games, once again, will be Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Now, those games will start at 6:30 instead of 7 o'clock. So make a note of it. The game time is 6:30 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Once again, we welcome you to Newton Rebels Baseball. We're going to go with the starting lineups, first of all, for the 316 Sluggers. Leading off and catching will be number 2, Connor Flagg. Batting second, the shortstop, number 18, Jordan Rogers. Batting third and playing third base will be number 13, A.J. Mendolia. Batting fourth and playing right field will be number 31, Peyton Tolley. Batting fifth and DHing will be number 6, Trey DeGarmo. Batting sixth and playing center field will be number 23, Drew Sturgeon. Batting seventh and playing second base will be number 1, Tanner Leonard. Batting eighth and playing first base will be number 20, Austin Workins. Batting ninth and playing left field will be number 29, Blake Mitchell. And pitching for the 316 Sluggers will be number 7, Tanner Leslie. Leslie on the mound for the Sluggers. Head coach for the Sluggers is Jake Jones, assisted by Blake Staniford, Colton Flax, and Josh Jones. And now let's have the starting lineups for the home team, your Newton Rebels. Leading off and playing shortstop will be number 11, Jaden Hanna. Batting second, the left fielder, number 20, Aiden Corrigan. Batting third and playing center field will be number 14, Trey Winged. Batting fourth and playing third base will be number 23, Nolan Riley. Batting fifth and playing first base will be number 22, Connor Allen. Batting sixth and DHing will be number 27, Connor Swink. Batting seventh and playing right field will be number 0, Eli Hickman. Batting eighth and catching will be number 16, Anthony Zellner. And batting ninth and playing second base will be number 7, Justin Barnes. Our pitching tonight for the Newton Rebels will be number 38, Carson Jacobs. The head coach for the Rebels is Brett Clark, assisted by Mike Mandarino, Cole Seltzer, and Austin Ferguson. We're going to get pause here for just a second for the national anthem, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez. I will be your play-by-play announcer for tonight's ball game. Well, we welcome you once again. We're hoping that we're able to stay on this evening. Our internet so far is perfect, so we're hoping that it stays like that for the rest of the night. Had a little difficulty last night. We appreciate those of you that joined us on the second broadcast. But to finish up the ball game, well, once again, we're hoping that everything goes smooth here tonight. We're going to cut you back out to the field. Once again, defensively for the Newton Rebels. At first base, number 22, Allen. Second baseman will be number 7, Barnes. At shortstop, number 11, Hannah. Third baseman, number 23, Riley. Left fielder will be number 20, Corrigan. Center fielder, number 14, Wingett. Right fielder will be number 0, Hickman. Catcher number 16, Zellner. And pitching for the Newton Rebels, number 38, Carson Jacobs. Jacobs on the mound for the Rebels. Now, if you notice, Andrew Brotman is not with us here tonight. Andrew Brotman hurt a groin last night. And my understanding is that he will not be back with us until either Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So that's why we have a different shortstop and different third baseman, as Brotman started at third base last night. We are ready to get underway here in Newton. And leading off for the 3-1-6 Sluggers will be the catcher number 2, Connor Flagg. I am flying solo here tonight, so I'm going to try to keep you entertained as much as possible. And here is the first pitch by Jacobs. That one misses low for ball 1. As the count now goes to 1 ball, no strikes. Flagg comes in batting .390 for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. He has appeared in 29 ball games, has been up to bat 105 times, has 41 hits, and has scored 31 runs. That one in there for call strike. As the count now goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. That one over for a strike. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Connor Flagg, once again, the batter for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. That one misses high for ball 2. That will even up the count now at 2-2. Beautiful evening here in Newton, Kansas, as the temperatures are 79 degrees. That one is fouled off there by Flagg. 44% humidity, and the winds out of the north-northeast at 13 miles per hour. A cool evening the whole day here. I live in Park City, which is about 15 miles or so directly south. That one lifted into center field. Center fielder Trey Wingett gets under and makes the catch for out number 1. So we have 1 down now here in the top half of the first inning, and that will bring up the shortstop, number 18, Jordan Rogers. Once again, don't forget to let your friends know and your family know that the Newton Rebels are on YouTube and the Newton Rebel channel. That one there by Jacobs. Fastball misses low for ball 1. Rogers comes in batting .250 for the Sluggers. That one right across the knees as it evens up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. He has appeared in 27 ball games, has been up to bat 84 times. There's the ball lifted into left field. The left fielder, Aiden Corrigan, gets under it, makes the catch for out number 2. So we have 2 down now here in the top half of the first inning. And that will bring up the third baseman, number 13, A.J. Mendolia. Mendolia comes in batting .330 here for the Sluggers, as he's appeared in 30 ball games. That first ball misses by Jacobs outside, as the count now goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Once again, we welcome you all here to Newton Rebels Baseball. Even if you're a 3-1-6 Slugger fan, we welcome you. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Here's the pitch there by Jacobs. A breaking ball in there for call strike. And that will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball misses down in the ground as the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Mendolia has been up to bat 106 times, has 35 hits, and has scored 18 runs. He also has a total of 19 RBIs. That one across the knees along the outside corner, and that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 down now here in the top half of the first inning as we're just now underway. Newton Rebels facing the 3-1-6 Sluggers, and a swing and a miss there by A.J. Mendolia, and he goes down swinging for out number 3. That is the first strikeout recorded by Carson Jacobs. So the top half of the first inning for the 3-1-6 Sluggers, they scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 1 half inning of play, it is the Sluggers 0 and the Newton Rebels coming to bat. Once again, we welcome you. We like to thank all our sponsors here this evening. We'd like for any double plays this evening. They are sponsored by Pate and Paul, attorneys at law. Any doubles this evening by a Newton Rebel are sponsored by Cobra Enterprise, Store and Stuff, and Realty Connections. Any plays at the plate. The play at the plate will be sponsored by Colonel Tim Mahler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard. Your home team, always ready, always there. Any pitching changes will be sponsored by Ray Roofing. They have you covered. Home runs this evening by the Rebels will be sponsored by the John Odeman family, proud friends of the Newton Rebels. Any great plays or the player of the game will be sponsored by the Carl Hodges and family. The Rebels tradition continues since the year 2000. Also like to thank Back Alley Pizzas and Curtis C's for sponsoring tonight's action. And we couldn't do this without all our host families, so thank you to the host families for taking care of our kids here this year. So we're going to cut you back out to the field here. And defensively for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. Now, by the way, the Sluggers this evening are wearing their red jerseys and their white pants. The Newton Rebels are wearing their black jerseys and their white pants. So let's not get them mixed up since the Rebels did wear red last night. Leading off for the Newton Rebels here in the bottom half of the first inning will be the shortstop, number 11, Jaden Hanna. Once again, defensively for the Sluggers at first base will be number 20, Workins. Second baseman, number 1, Leonard. At shortstop will be number 18, Rogers. Third baseman, number 13, Mendolia. Left fielder will be number 29, Mitchell. Center fielder will be number 23, Sturgeon. And here's the first pitch there by Leslie. And that one misses for ball 1 as we are here in the bottom half of the first inning. The right fielder will be number 31, Tolley. That one fouled off there by Hanna as that evens up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Catching will be number 2, Flag. And pitching for the 3-1-6 Sluggers will be number 7, Tanner Leslie. Leslie on the mound for the Sluggers. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike, and here's the pitch. That one lifted into right field. That's going to fall in front of the right fielder, Tolley. And Jaden Hanna records his first hit of the ball game, and the first hit of the ball game for the Newton Rebels. That will bring up the left fielder, number 20, Aiden Corrigan. Corrigan comes in batting, 207. That one is attempted foul, and the catcher may be getting under it. Corrigan just did not get that bunt attempt down, and he fouled it up, and that is out number 1 as he flew out to the catcher. Great hustle there by the catcher, Flag, as he was able to get under it for the first out. That brings up the center fielder, number 14, Trey Wingett. Wingett, a left-handed batter. He comes in batting 241 as he has appeared in 18 ball games. That first pitch there by Leslie misses low for ball 1. We do have one on at first base as Hannah started off the bottom half of the first with the base hit. And we do have one out as Corrigan just flew out to the catcher on a bunt attempt. That one hits the outside corner as the count will now go to 1 ball, 1 strike. Wingett has appeared in 18 games and has been up to bat 58 times, has 14 hits, and has scored 8 runs. That one hits that outside corner. Great pitch there by Tanner Leslie as that one tailed away from Wingett and hit that outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Trey Wingett. Third batter here in the bottom half of the first inning. That one misses outside, and that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Don't forget, if you'd like to have your name announced here on YouTube, that one fouled off there by Wingett. Make us a little comment on the live chat, and we'll make sure that we announce your name. Doesn't matter if you're a Rebel fan or if you're a Slugger fan. We'd like to welcome you to the broadcast. Here's the pitch. That one is a swing and a miss there by Wingett, and he goes down swinging for out number 2. That is the first strikeout by Tanner Leslie. So we have 2 down now here in the bottom half of the first inning. And that will bring up the third baseman, number 23, Nolan Riley. Riley comes in batting .362. Correction, I should be .427. I was going to say that doesn't sound right because I remember him was .427 last night. And let me update that to make sure. That actually has gone down from last night. He came in last night at .427. It is .410 now. His count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Nolan Riley. And here's the pitch. That one misses. That's in the ground. That's going to get away from the catcher. Moving over to second base will be Jaden Hanna. As the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike to Nolan Riley. Once again, batting .410 as he's appeared in 23 ball games. Has been up to bat 78 times, has 32 hits, and has scored 13 runs and has a total of 18 RBIs. Breaking ball, that one hit into the gap. That's going to be in for a base hit by Nolan Riley, but stopping at third base will be Jaden Hanna as the left fielder Blake Mitchell charged that ball and was able to get to it quickly. So now there'll be runners on at first and third now with 2 down. Once again, second hit for the Newton Rebels. And that will bring up the first baseman, number 22, Connor Allen. 2 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. Pitch there by Leslie misses low for ball 1. Good job there by the catcher Flag as he was able to keep it in front of him. Allen comes in batting .235. Here's the pitch by Leslie. That one hit into right field. That is right to the right fielder. Right fielder was playing in. I didn't happen to see that. I was blocked out by wall here, but he was able to make the catch there. That is Tolley for out number 3. So a fly out to number 9 if you're scoring at home with us for the third out. The bottom half of the first inning for the Newton Rebels. They scored no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 1 inning of play, we have no score, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the top half of the second inning. No score so far. Due up for the 3-1-6 Sluggers will be the right fielder, number 31, Peyton Tolle.
Right fielder, number 31, Peyton Tolle.
Tolle comes in batting .358 for the Sluggers. Left-handed batter. And here's the pitch by Jacobs. That one misses for ball one. He's been up to bat 106 times, has 38 hits, and has scored 19 runs. There's a swing and a miss there by Tolle as that evens up the count now at 1 strike. Once again, just top half the second inning here. We welcome you if you're just now joining us. That one fouled off there by Tolle as that will take the count now to 1 strikes. Tolle also has a team high of 27 RBIs for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. And here is Carson Jacobs' 1-2 pitch. That one hit into right field, and the right fielder misplays that, and it gets by him. And here goes Tolle to third base as he's hustling. The throw is at the third baseman, but that is going to be a base hit and an error on the right fielder, Eli Hickman. Hickman thought he was going to be able to get to that, and then all of a sudden it bounced in front of him and then got by him. Just misplayed that one. And so now there's a runner on at third base. That is a first hit of the ball game and the first error for the Newton Rebels. Due up now is the designated hitter, number 6, Trey DeGurmo. First pitch to him is ball one. Here in the top half of the second inning. Carson Jacobs' pitch. Fastball just misses outside. Home plate umpire thought about it. By the way, the home plate umpire did say something to me before the game. He goes, "Take it easy on us up there." And I told him, "Well, sir, you're closer to me, to the home plate than I am. So I'll make sure I make that announcement." That was a breaking ball on the outside corner as the count now goes to 2 strike. Carson Jacobs in his second inning of work, and there's another breaking ball. Hits that outside corner, and that will even up the count now at 2-2. Trey DeGurmo walks out of the batter's box, and now he's ready to go. As there is a runner on at third base with no out. Here in the top half of the second inning. And here's Jacobs' pitch. Another breaking ball just misses, as the count will go full now at 3-2. That one was just a tad high, not much, but just enough to be called a ball. Ball hit down the line. That's going to be foul. Effort there by Nolan Riley as he dove down the line, but he was in foul territory. Almost sounded like the bat broke, but he still got the bat in his hand, the DeGurmo, that is. As the count is full now at 3-2. Carson Jacobs now ready to get to work on that 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, that one lifted to center field, I believe. Yes, it is. Center fielder will make the catch, and here comes a hard throw down to home. And on 3 bounces, he gets it to home. So staying at third base will be Peyton Tolle. So an F8 is the play for out number 1. That was short enough to where Tolle was not able to advance, and that will bring up the center fielder, number 23, Drew Sturgeon. Now with the left-handed batter here, I wouldn't be surprised if a bunt was not laid down to score the run from third base. But we'll see what the coaching staff has in store for the Sluggers. First pitch is over there for call strike 1. Drew Sturgeon Now the batter comes in batting 272 for the Sluggers. As he's appeared in 28 ball games, has been up to bat 92 times. That one just misses low, as that will even up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. He has 25 hits and 28 runs scored. He also has a total of 9 RBIs here for the season. So 1-1 count now to Sturgeon. And that ball misses low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Drew Sturgeon. Playing center field this evening for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. No scores so far, but there is a runner on at third base with 1 down. Here in the top half of the second inning. Breaking ball just misses inside as the count now goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Carson Jacobs, great pitch there, didn't miss by much. Jacobs shakes it off, and now he's ready to go. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses high and outside for ball 4. So now there'll be runners on at first and third, as that is the first walk given up by Carson Jacobs. That will bring up the second baseman, number 1, Tanner Leonard. Leonard, a right-handed batter. Leonard comes in batting 307 for the Sluggers. As he's appeared in 25 ball games. He's been up to bat 88 times, has 27 hits, and has scored 22 runs. And here's the pitch by Jacobs. He's taking his time now, or he throws it, and that one is going to be fouled off there by Leonard as the count now goes to no balls and 1 strike. Looked like Sturgeon was going to be taken off there. Took a couple extra steps there right before Jacobs delivered. Might have been trying just to get Jacobs' attention to draw it off of Leonard's at home plate. And now Jacobs steps off, as they were playing a little cat and mouse there between Jacobs and Sturgeon. No balls, 1 strike now to Tanner Leonard, who's playing second base this evening for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. And here's a pitch by Jacobs. Fastball right across the knees for a call strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes now to Tanner Leonard. We have Tolley on at third base, as he reached on a single to right field and then moved to third base on the air from the right fielder. And then Sturgeon is on at first base with a walk. Jacobs goes to first base. Connor Allen playing first base this evening for the Newton Rebels. Started off catching last night and then was moved over to first base when Brotman got hurt at third base. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, that one hit to the third baseman, but that's going to be foul. And the head coach for the Sluggers, Jake Jones, did a good job of getting down on that ball. But it was in foul territory. 24 are watching here this evening. We welcome you. So far, cross your fingers because our internet is in perfect condition this evening. We have no idea what went on last night, but we could not get the internet to work for nothing until we finally got somebody's hotspot, and there's going to be a timeout. Now he just called a balk. He just called a balk on Carson Jacobs, said that he moved his hands, and Jacobs is standing there going like, what did I do? And Brett Clark now coming out to get an explanation. So the runner will score from third base is Peyton Tolley. Moving over to second base will be Drew Sturgeon. on that balk by Carson Jacobs. Count is no balls, 2 strikes with a runner on at second base and 1 down. That kind of changes things just a little bit defensively for the Newton Rebels. There's a fastball that is fouled off there by Tanner Leonard as the count now stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Leonard does have a total of 11 RBIs here this season. And here's Jacobs' pitch. Ball hit to the shortstop, Hanna. Hanna moves to his left, goes over to first base, Connor Allen for the out. A 6-3 put out for the second out on that play. Sturgeon does move to third base. As we have now 2 down here in the top half of the second inning. 1-0 is the score in favor of the Sluggers. That will bring up the first baseman, number 20, Austin Workins. Workins comes in batting .269 here for 3-1-6 Sluggers. As he has appeared in 21 ball games. Fastball right across the knees for call strike 1. Workins has been up to bat 78 times, has 21 hits, and has scored 8 runs. He does have a total of 10 RBIs. 1-0 to score. And here is Jacobs' pitch. Breaking ball. Did not break on him. Kind of 3/4 fastball looked like. That one misses high for ball 1. That will even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. That one fouled off there by Workins. And Nolan Riley goes clear to the fence as the Newton Rebels scatter in the dugout. It is an extended dugout due to COVID on both teams, as the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Drew Sturgeon standing at third base with 2 down here in the top half of the second inning. Once again, we welcome you all to the Newton Rebels baseball channel here on YouTube. And here's the pitch by Jacobs. That one is lifted into short left field, but the left shortstop, that is, Hanna, hustles back and makes the catch for out number 3. So an F6 is the play if you're scoring at home. But not before the 3-1-6 Sluggers. They score 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. At the end of 1.5 innings of play, it is the 3-1-6 Sluggers 1 and the Newton Rebels 0. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's ball game. We're due up here in the bottom half of the second inning for the Newton Rebels. Will be the designated hitter, number 27, Connor Swink. Swink is a right-handed batter. Swink comes in batting 136. The first pitch is swing and a miss there for called strike 1. As the count now goes to no balls, 1 strike. Once again, 136 is the batting average for Swink. He's appeared in 9 ball games. Has been up to bat 22 times. That fastball misses outside. As he has 3 hits and he has scored 2 runs. Does have a total of 2 RBIs. That one misses high for ball 2. Lost the screen or the video there for just a second, but we're back. That fastball hits the outside corner, and that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. To Connor Swink, leadoff batter here in the bottom half of the second inning. Swing and a miss there by Swink as he goes down swinging for out number 1. That is the second strikeout recorded by Tanner Leslie for the 316 Sluggers. And that will bring up the right fielder number 0, Eli Hickman. Once again, don't forget to post something on live chat. I'll make sure that I announce your name, whether you are a Rebel fan or a Slugger fan. We welcome each and every one of you. Randy Mendolia says the video went out, and we know that. We appreciate your comments. It went out for just a second. We did plug it back in, and don't know why it does that, but it does that every once in a while. That in there for call strike 2. That one misses outside as the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. We do appreciate it, Randy. If I remember right, Randy, you are the little sister of A.J. Mendolia. That ball lifted into right field, and that's a base hit there by Eli Hickman as he records his first hit of the ball game and the 3rd hit of the ball game for the Newton Rebels. So there will be a runner on at first base with 1 down now as Eli Hickman records his first hit of the game. And that will bring up the catcher number 16, Anthony Zellner. First pitch to Zellner is in there for call strike. Zellner comes in with a .261 batting average as he's appeared in 8 ball games, has been up to bat 23 times, has 6 hits, and has scored 1 run. That one misses high, as that will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jacob Gibbs says, "Go Rebs." There goes Hickman to second base. The throw down to second base is not going to be in time, and Eli Hickman gets a stolen base. So there will be a runner on at second base with 1 down. As the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Anthony Zellner. And here's the pitch. That one just misses outside as we'll even up the count now at 2-2. Tanner Leslie in his second inning of work here for the Sluggers. Swing and a miss there by Anthony Zellner, and he goes down swinging for out number 2. And that is the 3rd strikeout recorded by Tanner Leslie as we have 2 down here in the bottom half of the second inning. That will bring up the second baseman number 7, Justin Barnes. Barnes had a hot bat last night. He comes in with a .329 batting average. That one hit to the right-hand side, and it's going to be out of play. Right fielder Tolley goes all the way to the fence for that one, but not able to get to it. As the count is 0 balls, 1 strike now to Justin Barnes. And we got Miss Heidi up here tonight, who's doing PA and the scoreboard here this evening. I'd like to thank her for her service. That one is fouled off there by Justin Barnes. As the count now goes to 0 balls, 2 strikes. We're down to another skeleton crew here tonight as Mr. Gibbs is playing hooky. And then that's assistant general manager. And then general manager Carvala had to go out of town to Oklahoma area for work. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. We do like to welcome you if you are listening. That ball hit down the right field line, and that's going to be in fair territory, and that is going to be a ground rule double by Justin Barnes as that bounces over the fence. And so he will be standing at second base with an RBI. Scoring from second base is Eli Hickman, and that will tie up the ball game at 1 apiece. And that is the 4th hit of the ball game for the Newton Rebels. That double is sponsored by Cobra Enterprise, Store and Stuff, and Realty Connections. Also, that play at the plate is sponsored by the Colonel Tim Mahler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard. Your home team, always ready, always there. So Justin Barnes starts off where he left off last night. He was in the running for the player of the game, along with Thomas Capion, who we ended up going with. First pitch to Jaden Hanna is called strike 1. There's the ball hit down the first baseman. Ball goes right between his legs, and scoring from second base will be Justin Barnes. And I'm sure that that's going to be an error, as that went right between his legs and touched his glove just enough to slow it down. But Hanna is on with an error and an RBI, as that now takes the score to 2-1 in favor of the Newton Rebels. And that will bring up the left fielder, number 20, Aiden Corrigan. So the Rebels have answered the 3-1-6 Sluggers. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. That one lifted to the shortstop on 3 hops, and he tosses to the second baseman for the force out. So that is a 6-4 play. So the bottom half of the second inning for the Newton Rebels. They score 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. At the end of 2 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 2 and the 3-1-6 Sluggers 1. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the top half of the 3rd inning. Due up for the Sluggers, left fielder number 29, Blake Mitchell. And Carson Jacobs ready to go with his 3rd inning of work. That one hits the outside corner as the count now goes to no balls and 1 strike. Mitchell comes in batting .267. That one fouled off. As the count now goes, no balls, 2 strikes. He's appeared in 12 ball games, has been up to bat 30 times, has 8 hits, and has scored 10 runs. Also has a total of 6 RBIs. That fastball misses inside there by Carson Jacobs, and that would take the count now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Once again, we're just starting the top half of the 3rd inning. 2-1 is the score in favor of your Newton Rebels. And here is Jacobs' pitch. Breaking ball in there, but it did not get the call. Looks like it's going to be a ball, and that might have been just a tad high. I told home plate umpire that I would not do that, but that looked awful good to me. So 2-2 is the pitch, and here is Jacobs' pitch. That one lifted to the right-hand side. Connor Allen moving to his left, and not able to get to it. Almost got to the fence area there along the right field line. Also moving over there was the second baseman, Justin Barnes. But Allen just ran out of room there. And Jake Gibbs says that he also is out of town, like Carve. There's the pitch. A fastball and a swing and a miss there by Mitchell as he goes down for out number one. And that is the second strikeout recorded by Carson Jacobs. So we have one down now here in the top half of the third inning. And that will bring up the leadoff hitter for the Sluggers, the catcher number 2, Connor Flagg. And here is Jacobs' pitch. That one misses high for ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes now to Connor Flagg, who flew out to center field his first time up. That one low for ball two. And that one low for ball three. Looks like Carson Jacobs picked up his speed, his pace just a little bit. Needs to slow it back down and get it back in control here. As this 3-0 count pitch. That one in there for call strike. And that will take the count now to 3 balls and 1 strike to Connor Flagg, who's catching this evening for the Sluggers. Breaking ball once again in there for call strike. And that will take the count to full now at 3-2. Here is Jacobs' pitch. Another breaking ball, but that one misses outside as Flagg will be on for his first time here in the ball game.
Number 18, Jordan Rogers.
That is the second walk given up by Carson Jacobs here in the ball game. That will bring up the shortstop, number 18, Jordan Rogers. Rogers flew out to left field his first time up. We do have runner on at first base with 1 down. There's a throw over to first base as Connor Allen just swipes at Flagg at first, but Flagg was in safely. And here's Jacobs' pitch. That one misses low for ball one as Jordan Jacobs squared around the bunt, but pulled it back. And the count is 1 ball, no strikes. We have nice little people here, fans here this evening on this cool evening here in Newton, Kansas. Has been cool all day long. That one misses low and outside for ball 2. Temperature showing 77 degrees here in Newton, Kansas. Winds are still about 13 miles an hour, except now they're out of the north instead of the north-northeast. That's breaking ball misses outside as the count now goes to 3 balls and no strikes to Jordan Rogers. 1 down here in the top half of the third inning. With a runner on is Connor Flagg as he just reached on a walk. 2-1 the score in favor of Newton. Fastball into the ground, and now they'll have runners on at first and second with 1 down as Flagg moves over to second base and Rogers goes to first on the walk. That is the second walk in a row here now given up by Carson Jacobs. And that will bring up the big brother of Randy Mendolia, A.J. Mendolia, now at the plate. Fastball misses low for ball one. This is what got us in trouble last night is we had 8 walks in 1 inning. And you just can't do that. You got to give your team a chance. Throw strikes. Did it the first 2 innings. Get your mind back in the ball game here. That one misses inside as the count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Carson Jacobs struck out the first batter, then has walked the next 2 and has fallen behind 2 balls and no strikes. Jacobs now shaking his head there at catcher Zellner. Now here's the pitch. That one misses low and down in the ground for ball 3. And Carson Jacobs takes a deep breath there. He falls behind 3-0. Jacobs ready to get to work. There's a fastball that hits that outside corner. So 3 balls, 1 strike now to A.J. Mendolia, third baseman for the Sluggers here this evening. I believe he was a DH yesterday's game, if I remember correctly. And Jacobs, 3-1 pitch. That one also hits the knees. Right across the plate for strike 2. So the count will go full now at 3-2. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little movement here by the Sluggers. There's only 1 down here, so they may not take that chance. But sometimes you just got to be aggressive, make things happen. Breaking ball, swing and a miss there by Mendolia, and he goes down swinging for out number 2. A great pitch there by Carson Jacobs, as he's been depending on that breaking ball here this evening. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Carson Jacobs and the 2nd strikeout of this inning. As we now have 2 down, with the runners on at first and second, that brings up the right fielder, number 31, Peyton Tolley. Fastball misses inside for ball 1. Tolley batting .358. And here's the pitch by Jacobs. That ball also misses inside as the count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes. That was Jacobs' 51st pitch here in 3 innings, as he's thrown 28 strikes and 22 balls. Here's the pitch by Jacobs, misses outside for ball 3. Jacobs comes in with a 3.37 ERA. Actually, it's a 5.85 ERA with 32 1/3 innings pitched. And I don't think that's correct because it shows 45 strikeouts, and I know that's not correct. That more like Gillick's 45 strikeouts. There's ball 4, and that is the 3rd walk given up here this inning. So that will load up the bases now for Trey DeGarmo, as we do have 2 down. DeGarmo flew out to center field his first time. Breaking ball in there for call strike 1. Once again, Carson Jacobs depending on that breaking ball here tonight. Fastball misses low, as that will take the count now to 1 ball and 1 strike. We have Flag on at third base, Rogers on at second, and Tolley on at first. There's a breaking ball. Great pitch there by Carson Jacobs, and that's in there for call strike two, right across the knees. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to DeGurmo. And here is Jacobs' pitch. Breaking ball just misses outside as DeGurmo held up nicely. He started going for it and kept his hands back. And that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. The breaking ball, that one hit down the line. That's going to be foul. That time, Trey DeGarmo was waiting on that breaking ball, and he drove it right down the line, but it is foul. So the 2-2 pitch now coming up by Carson Jacobs here in the top half of the third inning. 2-1 the score in favor of Newton. And here's the pitch. Fastball lifted to the third, past the third baseman, diving third baseman Nolan Riley. 1 run will score, and here comes the throw in home. Scoring from second base is Jordan Rogers. And moving over to second base on the throw was DeGarmo. Tolley will end up at third base as 2 runs have scored here on a base hit by DeGarmo and 2 RBIs. And that will bring up the center fielder, number 23, Drew Sturgeon. So now the score is 3-2 now in favor of the Sluggers, as they have only recorded their second hit of the ball game. That hard hit ball there by Sturgeon. Right fielder Eli Hickman going back, not going to be able to get to it. That's going to be off the wall. 2 runs will score now. Coming in is Tolley, also DeGarmo, and at third base, that will be an out by Sturgeon, but he has recorded a double and 2 RBIs. And he was thrown out. 9-4-5 for the third out. But not before 2 more runs score. So the score now is 5-2 in favor of the 3-1-6 Sluggers as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. Once again for the Sluggers, they scored 4 runs in that inning on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 2.5, Sluggers 5 and the Rebels 2, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. 5-2 is the score as the 3-1-6 Sluggers just scored 4 runs in the top half of the third inning to take the 5-2 lead. First batter up is center fielder, number 14, Trey Wingett. First pitch was low for ball 1. Leslie in his third inning of work, and that one in there for call strike. That will even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Tanner Leslie, right-handed thrower for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. Fastball lifted into the gap there between first and second. And Trey Wingett records his first hit of the ball game, and that is the 5th hit of the ball game for the Newton Rebels. That will bring up the third baseman, number 23, Nolan Riley. Ringett was batting .233 as he had been up the bat 60 times and has 14 hits. That one misses low for ball one. To Nolan Riley, third baseman this evening for the Newton Rebels. Breaking ball just misses low as the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Here in the bottom half of the third inning, 5-2 the score. That fastball hits that inside corner. As the count now goes to 2 balls, 1 strike. Nolan Riley shook his head there just a little bit, thinking that was a little bit too far inside, but the home plate umpire thought otherwise. Fastball lifted to the shortstop. Shortstop gets it on a big hop. Goes to second base and not going to be able to see that. The ball is off his glove. Moving over to third base will be Ringett safely. And the ball gets away and goes into the dugout. So scoring from third base will be Ringett, and moving over to third base will be Nolan Riley. So he reaches on a fielder's choice. And then an error. I believe that's going to have to be on the second baseman because it did hit his glove. Looks like the head coach for the Sluggers, Jake Jones, is questioning why Riley gets to go to third base, and I can see his point there. I thought he would end up at second base. So another run scores for the Newton Rebels. 5-3 now is the score. We're going to put Riley on at third base, and that's what the umpire says anyway. Maybe they're going to question that exactly where he should be at. Unless they're saying that he was going to second base before the ball went into the dugout, which means he gets that base plus 1. So we do have that's the second error now recorded by the 3-1-6 Sluggers. And you can't blame the second baseman. He was looking right into the sun, and the shortstop just threw it a little bit high to where Tanner Leonard just had to look up in that sun. But somebody has to have an error there, and it goes to the second baseman. And now up will be the first baseman, number 22, Connor Allen. There is a runner on at third base now with no out. First pitch misses inside to Connor Allen as the count now goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Correction. That one misses low for ball 2. Once again, if you're just now tuning in and you'd like to post something on live chat, go ahead. We'll make sure that we get your name announced. We'd like to announce you here on YouTube. Newton Rebels baseball. That went across the knees for a call strike. That takes the count now to 2 balls, 1 strike. That ball hit the shortstop, and that's going to be an error as that shortstop turned his head and it bounced off his chest. And Connor Allen will be on with an error. And scoring from third base is Nolan Riley. Score now 5-4 in favor of the 3-1-6 Sluggers. A hard hit ball there by Connor Allen. The ball did come up on the shortstop, but not only that, but he turned his head as the ball was entering his glove and didn't see the ball bounce over his glove. Hit him in the chest, and that puts Connor Allen on at first base. So 2 errors here in this inning against the 3-1-6 Sluggers, as they have recorded 3 errors for the ball game. We'll put a runner on at first base with no outs. And the head coach, Jake Jones, is talking to his infield. Did wait till the home plate umpire came out to break it up. Might have had another word or two there for home plate umpire. And that will bring up the designated hitter, number 27, Connor Swink. Five to 4 is the score here in favor of the Sluggers. And Swink squares around the bunt. Hustling back to first base is Allen. That one called strike one. Swink got to get this down. That one high, and no throw over to first base, but a fake throw there by Flag, catcher. That will even up the count now at 1 strike. That one right across the knees there by Leslie, and that takes the count now to 2 strikes. And not very good effort there by Connor Swink, as he just sticks his bat out and never turned his body. You got to turn your body and be prepared there. But Connor Swink didn't do that, and he goes down for out number 1. Boy, the art of bunting has just gone out the window. I don't understand how guys can't lay down a bunt. Back in my day, you either learn how to bunt or you sat on the bench. I mean, it was that plain and simple. It just totally frustrates me. These major leaguers even can't lay down a bunt sometimes. Everybody wants to hit the ball. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. You got to learn how to help your team out one way or the other. That one misses high for ball 3. The easiest thing to do in the world is to lay down a bunt. So 3-0 now the count to Eli Hickman. That one right across the letters for call strike 1. We have Connor Allen on at first base as he reached on an error to the shortstop. And here's the pitch. That ball is fouled off there by Hickman. And that will take the count to full now at 3-2. We'd like to welcome John Hanna, who's watching from Texas. That one misses outside for ball 4. So now the runners on at first and second as Swink just reached on a base on balls. That moves Connor Allen to second base. And Hickman will be on at first base. That will bring up the catcher number 16, Anthony Zellner. Also, John Hanna says Michael and Lisa. Okay, John, you just got me in trouble now. I remember that. I like your sense of humor. That one in there for call strike as the count now goes to 2 strikes now to Anthony Zellner. Allen is on at second base. Hickman on at first with 1 down here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 5-4 is the score. That one fouled off there by Zellner as the count stays at 2 strikes. And Tanner Leslie now with the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss there by Zellner as he goes down for the second time this evening, and that is the second out here in this inning. Second strikeout in this inning. And that is the 5th strikeout recorded by Tanner Leslie here in the ball game. The first pitch there to Justin Barnes is called strike one. Barnes got a double his last time up and a RBI in the second inning. One and one now the count to Justin Barnes. As we do have two down now here in the bottom half of the third inning. Breaking ball, that one fouled off to the right-hand side. Good job there by Barnes as he tried to keep his hands back, but was not able to, but did get a piece of it. As the count now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 runs have scored here in the bottom half of the third inning to take the score to 5-4. And here's Leslie's pitch. That one got Barnes on the handle, but he was able to foul it off as the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leslie's pitch. That's swing and a miss there by Barnes, and he goes down swinging for out number 3. And that is the 6th strikeout recorded by Tanner Leslie here in the ball game, and that is the 3rd strikeout in this inning for Leslie. So the bottom half of the 5th inning for the Newton Rebels, they score 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 3 innings of play, it is the 316 Sluggers 5 and the Newton Rebels 4. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's ballgame. As we go to the top half of the 4th inning, due up for the 316 Sluggers will be the second baseman, number 1, Tanner Leonard. Thank you very much, sir. Jim Williams bringing me a water. We appreciate it. By the way, those runs scored in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, those plays at the plate are sponsored by the Colonel Tim Mahler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard. Your home team, always ready, always there. And now Jacobs hits the first batter, Tanner Leonard. And Leonard didn't like that one bit. He slams down his bat, and then he moves to first base as a hits batsman here in the top half of the 4th inning. That's going to bring up the first baseman, number 20, Austin Workins. For those of you that don't know what John was talking about, many moons ago, here in the early year of 2021 of the Newton Rebels baseball. Matter of fact, I believe it was probably the first or second game. Our print was so tiny that I couldn't read Michael and Lisa, and I called her Linda. And that's what he's referring to. Unfortunately, I have a memory like an elephant. I can remember that stuff. But so can John. And I can take it, John. I like it. That one is fouled off there by Workins as the count now goes to no balls, 1 strike. We have Tanner Leonard on at first base as he just got hit by a pitch. Workins comes in batting .269 for the season as he's been up to bat 78 times and has 21 hits. Third baseman Nolan Riley squaring around, or coming in hard there at third base. Squaring around was Workins. That was inside. As the count now evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Once again, Riley coming in at third base, trying to see whether Workins was going to lay that bunt down or not. Got to remember somebody's got to cover third if that bunt is there. That bunt is laid down right in front of pitcher. Pitcher goes to first base for out number 1. So we're going to have a sacrifice bunt there by Workins as he moves Leonard over to second base. And it is a 1 to 4 play. That's a second baseman covered for out number 1. That brings up the left fielder number 29, Blake Mitchell. Mitchell struck out his first time up as he made the first out of the inning in the top half of the third inning. Fastball misses low for ball 1. Carson Jacobs ready to go to work. That breaking ball in there for call strike. Jacobs just has that breaking ball working really nice here tonight. Anytime he wants a strike, that's the ball. That's the pitch he's gonna throw here this evening. The fastball I think would work for him if he just didn't try to overthrow that fastball. You can really tell his leg kick is so much different. There's a breaking ball once again on that outside corner, and Mitchell goes for it. Swing and a miss there as the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Like I say, on that fastball, just looks like Carson Jacobs is just trying to put something extra on it and just missing. And here's the pitch. Fastball, that's a breaking ball, and swing and a miss there by Blake Mitchell as he goes down swinging for out number 2. Great pitch there by Carson Jacobs as he records the 4th strikeout of the ball game. And that will bring up the catcher number 2, Connor Flagg. Flagg flew out to center field his first time up, and he walked in the third inning and scored a run. Fastball just misses low for ball 1. Once again, Tanner Leonard on at second base. He reached as a hit batsman and was moved over with a sacrifice by Workins. There is 2 down here in the top half of the 4th. 5-4 is the score. Breaking ball in there for call strike as that takes the count now to 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one now to count to Flagg. Fastball misses inside. That gets away from the catcher. And Zellner better hustle because rounding third base was Leonard. He almost didn't stop there, and he finally realized that he better hustle for that ball. And stopping at third base is Tanner Leonard. That one was inside as the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So now runner on at third base with 2 down. Now Zellner better stop everything that comes his way because with some speed at third base is Leonard. That fastball right across the letters for strike. So that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think Flagg was waiting for a breaking ball that time. But Jacobs threw the fastball. And here's the pitch by Jacobs. That one misses inside as the count will go full now at 3-2. 5-4 the score in favor of the Sluggers. We're in the top half of the fourth inning. Fastball, that one hits the inside corner for call strike 3. A great pitch there by Carson Jacobs as he strikes out 2 here in the fourth inning. And that is the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Carson Jacobs. The top half of the fourth inning for the Sluggers. They scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And we'll be right back.
Stop number 11, Jaden Hannah.
And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning for the Rebels. Due up is a shortstop, number 11, Jaden Hannah. That one hit hard there by Hannah. That one's going to be in the gap. That may be in for extra bases. Rounding first base is Hannah, and he is going to pull up at second base with a double to start off the inning here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. That is Jaden Hannah's second hit of the ball game. That double was sponsored by Cobra Enterprise, Store and Stuff, and Realty Connections. So Jaden Hannah starts off the bottom half of the fourth inning with a double. And that will bring up the left fielder, number 20, Aiden Corrigan. Corrigan, first pitch is in there for call strike 1. Here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, 5-4 is the score in favor of the Sluggers. And here's the pitch. That one hits the outside corner for call strike 2. Aiden Corrigan, ball hit up the middle, right back to the pitcher, and he looks back the, he's going to be safe. That is Jaden Hannah slid right underneath the tag as the pitcher looked Hannah. He had him stranded between second and third base, and then all of a sudden threw, but not sure who was going to cover. Finally, the shortstop did cover, but Jaden Hannah slid right underneath the tag, so both runners will be safe as Corrigan reaches on a fielder's choice. And Hannah still at second base. That will bring up the center fielder, number 14, Trey Wingett. There's a throw down to second baseman. That gets away from the second baseman. That's going to be an error on the throw by the catcher flag. And now there'll be runners on at first and second. And that is the 4th error recorded by the 316 Sluggers. That first pitch there to Wingett was called strike. But now there'll be runners on at first and third with no out. And here's the pitch. That one hit hard there by Wingett. That is going back, and that may be gone. That is a home run, a 3-run home run by Trey Wingett. That is his second hit of the ball game. And 3 RBIs there for Trey Wingett. Seven to 5 now the score in favor of your Newton Rebels as a 3-run home run by number 14, Trey Wingett. That home run is sponsored by the John Odeman family, proud friends of the Newton Rebels. Also, those plays at the plate are sponsored by the Colonel Tim Mahler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard. Your home team always ready, always there. Now up is the third baseman, number 23, Nolan Riley. So 3 runs have scored here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, as the Newton Rebels have taken a 7-5 lead. And that is the 7th hit of the ball game for the Newton Rebels also. Count is 3 balls, no strikes. There's a hard hit ball into left field. Left fielder is going to make the catch for out number 1. Nolan Riley flies out to F7 if you're scoring at home for the first out. That will bring up the first baseman, number 22, Connor Allen. So the count is no balls, 1 strike now to Connor Allen. 7-5 is the score. That one misses low, and that will even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Stephen Maley says, Frank, the broadcast is coming in through great. I hope the video stream doesn't get choppy in the late innings. Thanks for all you do. Well, we thank you for watching, Stephen. That one lifted to the right-hand side. Right fielder backing up, and looks like he's going to make the catch. What a nice catch there by the right fielder, and that is Peyton Tolley. I wasn't sure if he's going to get to it or not because he was looking right into the sun. A hard hit ball there by Connor Allen is caught by the right fielder Tolley for out number 2. So we have 2 down now here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and that will bring up the designated hitter, number 27, Connor Swink. Correction, now we got a pinch hitter. It's going to be number 8, Thomas Capion, the player of the game last night's game. So Thomas Capion now. And by the way, there's a swing and a miss there by Capion. If you did not see the interview with Thomas Capion last night, I urge you to watch that. Go back and watch it on YouTube. The man is just, the kid is just outstanding. The maturity on that kid, on the way he spoke to us and how he thinks. I was just so pleased to interview him last night. And I know Stephanie and Thomas's dad, I think it's Michael, if I'm incorrect. I name people whatever sometimes, and I apologize about that. But I'm sure that they're very proud of him. That one misses high. If you don't believe me, ask John Hanna. So the count is 3 balls and no strikes, or correction, 1 strike. Yes, we do have 2 down. That ball misses, and on at first base will be Thomas Capion on a base and on balls. So Capion comes in here in the 4th inning. That will bring up the right fielder, number 0, Eli Hickman. So if you just missed it, we had a 3-run home run here in the bottom half of the 4th inning by Trey Wingett. And I bet Wingett's parents are very proud. April and Cody Wingett. If you're watching at home, I'm sure you jumped up and down on that one. That 3-run home run. Wingett does have 3 siblings, Camden, Callie, Brooklyn, and Ireland. And that one is ball 4 there to Eli Hickman. That is the second walk given up here by Leslie here in this inning. So now there'll be runners on at first and second with 2 down. And that will bring up the catcher, number 16, Anthony Zellner. Stephen Maley, I have to totally agree with you. And Stephen says that Thomas is the team's philosopher, great outlook on life. And that's why I urge you to go look at that video on that interview that we had with Thomas Capion last night. So we have runners now on at first and second with 2 down. And that ball misses inside for ball 1. 7-5 is the score. As the Rebels have scored 3 runs. That one lifted into the infield. Third baseman looks like he may be getting under it. He does, makes the catch. That is A.J. Mendolia for out number 3. But not before the Newton Rebels scored 3 runs. On 2 hits, no errors. And 2 left on base. At the end of 4 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 7 and the 316 Sluggers 5. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, as we go to the top half of the 5th inning. So far for the 316 Sluggers, they have scored 5 runs on 2 hits and 4 errors. And for the Newton Rebels, they have scored 7 runs on 7 hits. And I did have 1 error, but that may be incorrect. Well, I'll have to look at that again just to make sure. There's none on the scoreboard, but I had 1 error for the Newton Rebels. So that is the line so far as we go to the top half of the 5th inning. Due up for the 316 Sluggers will be the shortstop, number 18, Jordan Rogers. Once again, we'll take you back out to the field.
Shortstop, number 18, Jordan Rogers.
As Jordan Rogers now comes up for his 3rd time here in the ball game. He flew out to left field the first time up and walked in the 3rd inning and scored a run. First pitch misses for outside for ball 1. That one hit to the third baseman, past the third baseman, Nolan Riley, in for a base hit. Another hit there recorded by the Sluggers. That is Rogers' first hit of the ball game, and that is the 3rd hit of the ball game for the 316 Sluggers. Correction, that should be 4 hits. As they had 2 hits in the 3rd inning and 1 hit in the 2nd inning. So that is the 4th hit of the ball game. Runner on at first base with no outs. And that will bring up the third baseman, number 13, A.J. Mendolia. Carson Jacobs in his 5th inning of work here for the Newton Rebels. That one gets away from catcher Zellner. And moving over to second base will be Jordan Rogers. And I think I'm going to say this, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this is the first time that the air conditioner is actually cold in here, this room. So 1 ball, no strike now to Mendolia. There's a throw over to second base, and what a great job there by Justin Barnes as that ball was tailing along to the first base side, and he had to reach back and made the catch. And staying at second base is Jordan Rogers. And that's kind of unusual for me to say, and because when I used to work, I retired about 6 years ago at the age of 60, and when I used to work, I had my office at about 65 degrees, and the secretaries and everybody that came in there was always complaining about how cold it was. That ball hit to the shortstop, Hanna. He goes to first base for out number 1. Moving over to third base is Rogers. So we do have one down here in the top half of the 5th inning. Anyway, they always used to complain, and I just always loved it that cold. And we worked 12-hour shifts, so we had to stay awake, and that was one way that we did stay awake, by keeping it nice and cold in there. Plus, we worked with about 12 computers, and you know how hot computers get. So we kept it nice and cold. And, they're going to have me draw? Count. Not sure what the count is here. That one is swing and a miss there by Peyton Tolley, correction. And we'll see what the count is here. I think I missed one pitch here somewhere. Yeah, this is 0-2 now. Breaking ball, that ball hit to the first baseman. What a great job there by Connor Allen. Make the stop and goes unassisted at first base, but scoring from third base is Jordan Rogers. That could have very easily been a base hit there, but Connor Allen just swiped at that one and made the catch after it hit the ground there, and he went unassisted for out number 2. So we do have 2 down now here in the top half of the 5th inning. 7-6 is the score. That one misses high for ball 1. Now up is the right fielder, number 31. Correction. Should be 2 down here. That should be designated hitter number 6, Trey DeGarmo, now up. But a run does score from third base. Breaking ball in there for call strike, as the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. 7-6 is the score. That breaking ball misses outside, as the count now goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Fouled off there by DeGarmo. That will take the count to full now at 3-2. And here is Jacobs' pitch. That one going to be popped up into the foul territory. And Connor Allen makes the catch for out number 3. So an F3 in the books if you're scoring from home. But not before the 3-1-6 Sluggers. They score 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 4.5 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 7 and the 3-1-6 Sluggers 6. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, as we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. The score 7-6 in favor of the Newton Rebels. And looks like we're going to have a new pitcher now for the Sluggers. It will be number 3. And that is Kohler. Let me get over there and get the roster sheet. That is Chris Kohler now coming in to pitch for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. So let me get him in the books here. And that is Koehler. And then I'll give you the final stats here for the for Tanner Leslie as he goes 4 innings. He gives up 8 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned runs, 3 base on balls, had 6 strikeouts as he faced 26 batters. And the first batter that he's facing, Kohler, is second baseman number 7, Justin Barnes. That first pitch was ball. That bunt down, laid down first base side. Kohler gets the ball, goes to first base for out number 1. Barely beaten Barnes on a 1-3 put out for that first out. So we do have one down now here in the bottom half of the fifth inning, and that will bring up the leadoff hitter, shortstop number 11, Jaden Hanna. Hanna is 2 for 3. Correction. Let me get over here. Yeah, 2 for 3 as he scored 1 run, has 1 RBI. Batting .261. And here's the pitch by Kohler. That one misses. Inside for ball 1 in the dirt also. A swing and a miss there by Hanna, as the count now will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 now the count. That one misses way outside as that one tailed away from Hanna on a fastball by Kohler. So the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch by Kohler. That one lifted to the left-hand side. Shortstop is getting under it, making the catch for out number 2. That was Jordan Rogers with the catch for the second out. So we have 2 down now here in the bottom half of the fifth inning, and that will bring up the left fielder number 20, Aiden Corrigan. Corrigan coming in, batting .229 for the Newton Rebels. He is 1 for 3 here tonight as he has scored 1 run. That one fouled off there by Corrigan as the count now goes no balls, 1 strike. 7-6 is the score in favor of your Newton Rebels here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Hope you're enjoying the ball game. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. And that one lifted to the left-hand side. Looks like the left fielder this time, Mitchell, gets under it, makes the catch for out number 3. A can of corn, like they used to call it back in the day. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. So the bottom half of the fifth inning for the Newton Rebels, they scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 5 innings of play, the Newton Rebels 7 and the 3-1-6 Sluggers 6. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the top half of the sixth inning. 7-6 is the score in favor of Newton. Leading all for the Sluggers will be the center fielder number 23, Drew Sturgeon. And Carson Jacobs coming in. His sixth inning to work here. And let me give you a little update on what he has done so far. Jacobs has gone 5 innings, has given up 4 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 4 base on balls, has 5 strikeouts as he has faced 23 batters so far. And that was his 90th pitch of the ball game so far as the count is 2 balls and no strikes. And here's the pitch by Jacobs. Breaking ball misses. High for ball 3. Fastball in there for call strike. That would take the count now to 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3-1 now the count, and here's Jacobs' pitch. That one is lifted foul along the first base line. And that will take the count to full now at 3-2. That one fouled off once again there by Sturgeon. Yeah, for those of you that watched last night, we had a lot of buffing going on, and it's just amazing what the internet does for you. But tonight, so far, cross your fingers and your toes, and I'm knocking on wood. Heidi's standing on her head, and we're doing everything we can to get this broadcast to you. That one misses low for ball 4. And moving over to first base will be Drew Sturgeon.
Now batting for the Sluggers, second baseman number 1, Tanner Leonard.
And that is Jacobs' 5th walk of the ball game. And here comes head coach Brent Clark now coming out to talk to Jacobs. We have had some action in the bullpen. And that was, I think, 90, let's see how many pitches, 94 pitches. And that is going to be it for Carson Jacobs. And the call to the bullpen or that pitching change is sponsored by Ray Roofing. We have you covered. And we'll see who's coming in here for the Newton Rebels. It's going to be number 35 coming in for the Newton Rebels, and we'll check that out to see exactly who that is. We've had some new pitchers come in. That is Tysick Nolan. Tysick Nolan, he's a 6 foot, 185 pounder from the Osha Community College, where he's a sophomore, and he comes from Wichita, Kansas. So Tysick Nolan now coming in to pitch for the Newton Rebels. All right, we'll give you the final numbers here for Carson Jacobs. As Jacobs ends up going 5 innings, has given up 4 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 5 base on balls, 5 strikeouts, as he faced 24 batters. So a good night for Carson Jacobs here this evening. If the score stays the same, he will most likely get the victory. Due up now will be the second baseman number 1, Tanner Leonard. Once again, Sturgeon is on at first base as we have no outs here in the top half of the 6th inning. We're ready to go to work here as Tyson Nolan coming in here in the 6th inning. Fastball is fouled off there by Leonard. As the count now goes to no balls, 1 strike. Nolan ready to go to work now. As Sturgeon is on at first base, that one misses high, and that will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 now the count. Here's Nolan's pitch. There goes the runner to second base, and in safely will be Sturgeon as he took the off. And Nolan never took a look at first base. He took off before the pitch even started. There was no doubt that he was going to be safe on that unless he just overran the bag or something. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tanner Leonard. But a stolen base there by Sturgeon. Let's put a runner on at second base. And here's the pitch. That one is fouled off there by Leonard. So the count will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tyson Nolan now in relief. There's a ball hit right back to the pitcher, and he goes to third base. No, he doesn't. Oh, he faked me out because I thought he was throwing out the third baseman, and he turned around like he made the motion to third base and then turns all the way. He's smiling even himself. So Sturgeon will be at third base, and it is a 1-3 putout for the first out here in the top half of the 6th inning. That will bring up the first baseman, number 20, Austin Workins. We'll see if Coach Jones has any play on here with the runner on at third base. The infield is in as they're trying to keep the their ball gets away from Zellner, and coming in to score from third base is Sturgeon. So that was too easy there. The score tied up now at 7 apiece here in the top half of the 6th inning. But now Nolan can just work on the batters here as there's nobody on base here. That one hit to a base hit there by Workins. So he records his first hit of the ball game. And that will bring up the left fielder, number 29, Blake Mitchell.
Batting for the Sluggers, left fielder, number 29, Blake Mitchell.
We do have one out here in the top half of the 6th inning. Fastball misses high for ball 1 to Workins, who is playing, to Mitchell, who's playing left field this evening for the Sluggers. That one misses outside. 2-0 now the count. Well, there goes the victory for Carson Jacobs. There goes the runner to the second base. Once again, that one is fouled off, and Tyson Nolan's going to have to look that runner back. These runners are just taking off with him, and he's not even looking at him at first base. Before the pitch was even thrown, both runners that advanced have just taken off before the pitch. Luckily, that one was fouled off. So going back to first base will be Workins. That one hit to the shortstop, Hannah. Hannah goes scoots over to Barnes at second base for the force out. And that's the only play that he has. So that is a 6-4 put out for the second out. Mitchell reaches on a fielder's choice as we now have 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. Score tied up at 7 apiece. And that will bring up the catcher number 2, Connor Flagg.
Now batting company order, catcher number 2.
Runner on at first base with 2 down. First pitch misses for ball 1. Flagg is 0 for 2 here tonight. He's batting .388. He does have a total of 15 RBIs for the season. That one misses high for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes now to Connor Flagg here in the top half of the 6th inning. Fastball misses low and inside for ball 3. And that one in there for call strike. Wasn't sure what the umpire was calling there, if he was telling him to go to first base or if it was a strike. Kind of fooled me there a little bit. Apparently the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. And here is Nolan's pitch. There goes the runner to second base, and that one in there for call strike. And that will take the count to full now at 3-2. Stolen base there by Mitchell. Once again, Nolan never even looked the runner as the runner took off before the pitch. So there is a runner on at second base with 2 down. Full count now to Flagg. And that one lifted into center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. And here comes the throw into home. And a good job there by the center fielder, Trey Wingett, as he threw a strike to home plate on about 2 to 3 bounces. Kept Mitchell at third base. That is a base hit for Connor Flagg. He will be on at first base. That is the 6th hit of the ball game. Now for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. So runners on at first and third with 2 down. That brings up the shortstop, number 18, Jordan Rogers. Breaking ball misses outside for ball 1. That one hit in the gap between short and third baseman. That's going to score a run. That is the 7th hit of the ball game. The score now 8-7 in favor of the 3-1-6 Sluggers. And a base hit there by Rogers. That is his 2nd hit of the ball game. And first RBI will bring up the third baseman, number 13, A.J. Mendolia. So Flagg is on at second base. Rogers on at first. And that one is popped up, and it's going to be foul. As the count goes to no balls, 1 strike. Once again, 2 runs have scored here in the top half of the 6th inning for the Sluggers. They have now taken an 8-7 lead. Mendolia 0 for 3 now, almost hits him. And the count will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. And now Zellner goes out to talk to Tysick Nolan. Try to calm him down just a little bit. He might have been fooled on that pitch and trying to get things worked out on what needs to be thrown, what number he's given him. So the count is 1-1 now to Mendolia. Here in the top half of the sixth inning. Runners on at first and second with 2 down. Breaking ball, that one hit to the third baseman. Nolan Riley goes to first base for out number 3. So a 5-3 put out, and a good job there by Connor Allen as he had to dig that one out before the third out. But not before the Sluggers. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 2 left on base. At the end of 5.5 innings of play, it is the the Sluggers 8 and the Rebels 7, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. The score is 8-7 in favor of 3-1-6 Sluggers. Due up for the Newton Rebels will be the center fielder number 14, Trey Wingett. He'll be followed by the third baseman number 23, Nolan Riley, and then the first baseman number 22, Connor Allen. And Chris Kohler now in his second inning of work as he came in the fifth inning. Wingett is 2 for 3 here tonight as he has scored 2 runs and has 3 RBIs, batting .254 as he hit a 3-run home run in that fourth inning, his last time up, as he scored Hannah Corrigan and himself. There's a ball hit hard. That's knocked down by the first baseman. I believe it's going to be a base hit there by Trey Wingett, and Wingett records his 3rd hit of the ball game. Great job there by Trey Wingett as he just drove that one hard up past the first baseman, but the first baseman was able to get his glove on it and knock it down, but in with a base hit is Trey Wingett. So there'll be a runner on at first base with no out, and that will bring up the third baseman number 23, Nolan Riley. As we are in the bottom half of the sixth inning, the Rebels down by 1 run, 8-7. That first pitch there by Kohler misses low for ball 1. Once again, we hope you're enjoying the broadcast and enjoying the ball game. We got a good one here tonight. And guess what? So far, no internet issues. That one misses high for ball 2. Like to thank Cox for giving us good internet here tonight. I know they didn't pay for that, but it is so greatly appreciated. The count is 2 balls, no strikes now to Nolan Riley. That one misses high as the count now goes to 3 balls and no strikes. We have Wingett on at first base, who just recorded his 3rd hit of the ball game. And my guess is he's in the running for the player of the game so far. And Chris Kohler with a 3-0 pitch. That one across the knees for call strike 1. Once again, don't forget to let everybody know that Newton Rebels Baseball is on YouTube. Let your friends and family know. That one misses in. Oh, that one hits the corner. Sorry about that. Home plate umpire calls that one a strike. As I told him earlier, he's closer than I am. So that is a full count now to Nolan Riley. Ball hit hard there, a hard hit ball there by Nolan Riley, and he records his second hit of the ball game. That is the second hit of the ball game here in this inning, and that puts runners on at first and second with no out. And that will bring up the first baseman, number 22, Connor Allen. Good hit, hard hit ball there by Nolan Riley, who's now 2 for 4 here tonight. Connor Allen is 0 for 3 here this evening, as he is batting .222. And he's going to try to lay down a bunt. Great bunt there, right back to the pitcher. He looks at third base and then finally goes to first for the out. And a sacrifice fly there, or sacrifice bunt, I should say, by Connor Allen moves runners wing at the third base and Riley to second for the first out. So nice job there by Connor Allen.
Now batting for your Rebels.
And that will bring up the designated hitter, number 8, Thomas Capion. So Capion now up with runners on at second and third and one down. The tying run on at third base. Go ahead run at second. That one misses high for ball one. And Chris Kohler trying to get out of this inning here. But the Rebels have ducks on the pond, like they say. And here's the pitch by Kohler. That one lifted to the right-hand side. It is foul. And the count will even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. That time Capion dropped his right hand and fouled that one off. You can always tell when somebody pops the ball up like that where their hand is at. You can see it from here. And here's the pitch. That was swing and a miss there by Capion, as that one was over his shoulders there. But boy, when they get around the eyes, they look awful sweet. And that's exactly what happened to Capion on that one, as the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch by Kohler. That one hit right back up the middle. That's going to be in for a base hit. It hits the base, and here comes a runner at Riley trying to score from home, and he is safe. What a great slide there by Nolan Riley, as the throw was in at home in plenty of time, but Riley slid with his feet first and right around the catcher. A flag at the home plate, and 2 runs have scored now. That is a base hit by Thomas Capion and 2 RBIs for Capion, as 2 more runs have scored. 9-8 now the score. And that is the
Now batting for the Rebels right fielder, number 0, Eli Hickman.
10th hit of the ball game for the Newton Rebels. So Thomas Capion once again coming through for the Newton Rebels. And that one gets away from the catcher. Capion will move to second base now, as that one was inside to Eli Hickman and got away from flag there at home plate, the catcher. So we have a runner on at second base now with 1 down, as 2 runs have scored here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 9-8 is the score in favor of your Newton Rebels. That one also a ball, so the count will now go to 2 balls, no strikes now to Eli Hickman. And here's the pitch. That one misses high for ball 3. And just on cue is Stephanie Capion that says, whoop, nice score. Thank you, Stephanie. Thomas came through for us here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Three-0 now the count to Hickman. See, it's about 4 o'clock in Hawaii, I believe. That's where the Capions are from. There's the pitch. That one in there for call strike. As the count will now go to 3 balls and 1 strike. 9-8 the score now in favor of your Rebels. Here is Kohler's pitch. That one misses high for ball 4. So now there'll be runners on at first and second with 1 out.
Now batting for the Rebels, catcher number 16.
And that will bring up the catcher number 16, Anthony Zellner. Zellner is 0 for 3 here tonight. He is batting .231. And here comes Jake Jones, the pitcher, or the coach, correction, for the Sluggers. And we'll see what he decides here. By the way, those plays at the plate are sponsored by the Colonel Tim Mahler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard. Your home team, always ready, always there. Sometimes I get too excited and I forget to announce our sponsors, and I need to make sure I do that because we appreciate their sponsorship. So Anthony Zellner now coming up to the plate. As we have runners on at first and second with 1 down. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Okay, I shut off the air conditioner. Now it's getting muggy in here. I don't know if you feel it or not, Heidi. I may have to turn that back on. And here's the pitch by Kohler. That one a swing and a miss there by Zellner. As the count now goes to 0 balls, 1 strike. Great ball game here this evening by both teams. That one lifted foul by Zellner as the count now goes to 0 balls, 2 strikes. We have Capion at second base as he reached on a base hit and a 2 RBIs. And then Hickman reached on a base on balls. 1 down. Here in the bottom half of the 6th. That one fastball by Kohler misses high and outside for ball 1. And Chris Kohler now ready to go to work on the 1-2 pitch. That one misses. That hits Zellner. So he will be on at first base as that hits him in the leg area. So a hit batsman now. And that will move Capion to third base. Hickman over to second. And Zellner will be on at first base. And that will bring up the second baseman, number 7, Justin Barnes. And I'm going to put you on pause for just a second. I got to go turn this AC back on. First pitch to Barnes is ball 1. As the bases are loaded now with 1 out. Oh, that one hits Barnes, I believe. Yes, it does. It hits Barnes, so another run will score. Now, the score is 10-8 in favor of Newton. As that one hits him in the elbow, so Capion will come in to score from third base. Hickman moves to third base. Zellner to second, and Barnes will move to first base. That is the second hit batsman in a row now for Kohler. And that will bring up the leadoff hitter, shortstop, number 11, Jaden Hanna.
Shortstop number 11, Jaden Hanna.
So 3 runs have been scored here in the bottom half of the 6th inning for the Newton Rebels. As they have scored 10 runs now on 10 hits. First swing and a miss there by Hanna as the count goes to no balls and 1 strike. Hickman on at third base, Zellner on at second, Barnes on at first. 1 down here in the bottom half of the 6th. That one misses high for ball 1. That will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Forgot to remind you, or forgot to announce that the Play at the Plate is sponsored by the Colonel Tim Mahler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard. Your home team, always ready, always there. 1-1 now the count. Here's the pitch. That one misses inside as the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Base is loaded with 1 down. You still got plenty of time to give somebody a call and let them know that they're missing out on a good ball game, whether it's your family or friends. Let them watch some Newton Rebels baseball. That one fouled off there by Hanna, as the count will even up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not only do we welcome the Rebel fans, but we welcome the 316 Slugger fans to the broadcast. We hope you're enjoying it. And we'd like for you to ask your fan club to join Newton Rebels baseball here this evening. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's a swing and a miss there by Hanna, as that one was down in the ground, but he did go for it. So that is out number 2 now for the Rebels.
Now batting for the Rebels, left fielder number 20, Aiden Corrigan.
That will bring up the left fielder number 20, Aiden Corrigan. So Corrigan is now up with the bases loaded. 10-8 is the score in favor of your Newton Rebels. And here's the pitch by Kohler. That one misses high for ball 1. So 1-0 pitch now by Kohler. Ball hit up the middle. That's going to be in for a base hit. 1 run will score from third base. Rounding third base is Zellner. 2 runs scored, and now here comes Justin Barnes to also scoring. And going clear to third base is Aiden Corrigan, as there was a throw-in error, and the ball went clear to the backstop along the first base side. So Aiden Corrigan is on at third base with a single. And 3 runs have scored here. 3 more runs, I should say. That takes the score to 13-8 in favor of the Newton Rebels. And that will bring up the center fielder number 14, Trey Wingett. Wingett started this off in the bottom half of the 6th inning with a single and scored a run. Another hard hit ball there by Wingett. And that one's going to be to the right fielder. He's going to make the catch for out number 3. But not before the Newton Rebels. Let me count all these up here just to make sure. As they score 6 runs.
Hey fans, those 6 runs. Plays at the
On 4 hits, 1 error. There has to be an error on that throw.
in honor of the Kansas National Guard, your home team.
And 1 left on base. At the end of 6 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 13 and the 316 Sluggers 8. And we'll be, no, we're not going to be right back. We're going to make sure that we give credit where credit is due. Those plays at the plate are sponsored by the Colonel Tim Mahler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard, your home team. Always ready, always there. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's ball game as we go to the top half of the 7th inning. The score is 13-8 in favor of your Newton Rebels. And now we're going to have a new pitcher in for the Newton Rebels, and that will be number 4, Jack Rector. Rector, a left-handed thrower, a 6-foot, 170-pounder from Concordia, Chicago, where he's a freshman. And he's from Peoria, Arizona. So Jack Rector now into relief for the Newton Rebels. Here in the top half of the 7th inning, 13-8 is the score. And the first batter he'll be facing will be the right fielder, number 31, Peyton Tolle. I will give you Tyzik Nolan's final numbers here in just a second. As soon as I record Jack Rector into the books. And the final numbers here for Nolan, he goes 1 inning. He gives up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. Had no base on balls, no strikeouts as he faced 6 batters. That one fouled off there by Tolle. As the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the top half of the 7th inning, 13-8 the score in favor of your Newton Rebels. And Jack Rector now in on relief. That one check swing there by Tolle, but outfield umpire says no, he did not go, so the count will now go to 2 balls and 1 strike. Good pitch there by Jack Rector, just missing. Here is the pitch by Rector. That fastball misses inside as the count now goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. So for the Sluggers, they scored 1 run in the top half of the 2nd inning. Rebels came back and scored 2. Then in top half of the 3rd inning, the Sluggers scored 4 runs to take a 5-2 lead. And then in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, the Newton Rebels scored 2 runs to make it 5-4. Then in the 4th inning, no runs were scored by the Sluggers, but 3 runs were scored by the Newton Rebels to make it 7-5. That one in there for call, strike 3 on a full count pitch. And going down looking was Peyton Tolle, and that is the out number 1, the first strikeout recorded by Jack Rector. That will bring up the designated hitter number 6, Trey DeGarmo. So 7-5 was the score after 4. Then in the 5th inning, the Sluggers scored 1 run to make it 7-6. And then in the 6th inning, the Sluggers scored 2 runs to make it 8-7. And then in the bottom half of the 6th inning, the Newton Rebels scored 6 runs to make it 13-8. So that's all you're scoring here so far this evening. As the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike now to Trey DeGarmo. And Jack Rector now on in relief. That one misses inside for ball 2. This is game 2 of a 5-game series between the 3-1-6 Sluggers and your Newton Rebels. We will be off tomorrow evening. There's the pitch there by Rector. That one just misses inside as the count now goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. So since we are taking off tomorrow, which is Monday, I will be heading off towards the Kansas City area here tonight. After the ball game, that one lifted into right field. Right fielder backing up, not able to get to it. I don't think he ever saw it. And standing at second base will be Trey DeGarmo by a gift there by the right fielder. That's not sure if it's Capion or Hickman. It should be Hickman. I apologize. Capion came in as a DH. He never did see that. You could tell that he was kind of lost out there. Just kept looking up, but never did find it. But it is a base hit there by DeGarmo. a double, matter of fact. That will bring up the center fielder, number 23, Drew Sturgeon.
Now batting for the Sluggers, center fielder number 23, Drew Sturgeon.
Anyway, since we're not playing ball tomorrow night, I'm taking off to got an early tea time in the Kansas City area. And I'll be gone till Tuesday afternoon when I'll be back in time for the third game of this series. Hopefully I'll be back in time. If we get done in time on the golf course. We should, because I got an early tee time. So yeah, Tuesday night we'll probably be talking a little bit golf. Count is 1 ball, no strikes, as there is a runner on at second base with 1 down. That one misses inside. Almost hit Sturgeon. His count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Jack Rector on the mound here for the Newton Rebels. By the way, that pitching change is brought to you by Ray Roofing. They have you covered. So 2-0 now the count by Rector, and here's the pitch. That one in there for call, strike 1. Great pitch there by Rector as he threw that one right down the middle. Here in the top half of the 7th inning, 13-8 to score in favor of your Newton Rebels. And here's Rector's pitch. A swing and a miss there by Sturgeon, as the count will even up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Like to see a competitive. Matter of fact, Carve asked me the same question the other day. What I'd rather see, a good ball game like this here, where there's a lot of score, or a 1-0 ball game, or a no-hitter. And being involved in the no-hitter at the NBC World Series many years ago by a kid out of California. Count is full now at 3-2, as that one misses for ball 3. Rector taking a long look at second base, and here's the pitch. And that one hits Sturgeon, so he's going to hustle down to first base as a hit batsman. So there'll be runners on at first and second with 1 down, and that will bring up the second baseman, number 1, Tanner Leonard. And last time Leonard got grounded out to the pitcher on a 1-3 play. And here comes pitching coach Mike Mandarino as he comes out to talk to Jack Rector. With runners on at first and second here in the top half of the 7th inning. 13-8 is the score in favor of your Newton Rebels. Once again, you're listening to Newton Rebels Baseball. We welcome you if this is the first time you've ever joined us here on this channel. We do this for all home games and away games. So we will be in West Urban on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Hopefully I make it back safely from the Kansas City area. We go play a little golf. And due up now is Tanner Leonard here for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. He got a base hit his last time up and had an RBI. And then was forced out at second base on a 6-4 putout. Here's the pitch by Rector. That one misses high, as the count now goes to 0 balls, 1 strike. Runners on at first and second with 1 down. Leonard 0 for 2 here tonight. Actually, I thought he had a base hit last time. They got him 0 for 2 for some reason. Unless they gave him an error, but I don't know how that could have been. That one a swing and a miss there by Leonard as the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to remember exactly where Workin hit that to, because he did get an RBI on that last base hit that I'm not Workin, I'm sorry, Leonard. He is 0 for 2. That is correct. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong guy. That's how he got a base hit and not up on the board. That one was fouled off as the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eyes do that sometimes on a 66-year-old man. Isn't that right, Mr. Williams? He gives me the thumbs up. I think it was a thumb. I'm not sure. I can't see that far. There you go. 1 and 2 the count. That one, breaking ball in there for Cole, strike 3. What a great pitch there by Jack Rector as he gets strikeout number 2. And the second out of the inning. And that will bring up the first baseman number 20, Austin Workins. Are you going to join me on the broadcast, Jim, or you got to get back downstairs?
I'm shut down.
You're shut down? Well, heck, join me here, Jim. Can you hear me? I'm going to put you on pause there. There you go. Breaking ball misses outside as the count is 1 ball and no strikes now to Austin Workins. Okay, now I'm going to put you on. Can you hear me now, Jim?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, all righty. Jim Williams, who threw out the first pitch last night, has been a volunteer. There's a swing and a miss there by Workin as the count will even up now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Been a volunteer for 12 years, and he is the director of hospitalities, as he is the first person that you meet at the front gate because he's the one that collects your money. So 1 ball, 1 strike now, and here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss once again by Workins, and the count will now go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Did you like that pitch there by Rector there, Jim?
I sure did. Frank, I want to thank everybody that's come out. Everybody I've talked to was real polite, and they like the park, and they like the team. We just hope we can win some more ball games.
That's right. There, one misses outside as the count will now go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm going to put this a little bit closer to your mouth there.
Okay.
So we can hear you. There we go. So the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Austin Workins. Because you don't seem to have quite a deep a voice like I have.
No,
There you go. Now I can hear you good. There's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss there by Workins as he goes down swinging for out number 3. And Jack Rector strikes out the side here in the top half of the 7th inning. The top half of the 7th inning for the Sluggers. They scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 13 and the 316 Sluggers 8. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, and I'm going to show Jim Williams. Jim, come over here, sir, And this is Jim Williams, the Director of Hospitalities. As we go to the bottom half of the seventh inning, the score 13-8 in favor of your Newton Rebels. And due up for the Newton Rebels. First of all, I'd like to let you know that we do have a new pitcher now. The new pitcher for the 316 Sluggers is number 12, Grant Atler. He's a 6'3", 195-pounder from Derby, Kansas. So now we'll take you back out to the field. And due up for the Newton Rebels is the third baseman, number 23, Nolan Riley. So, Jim, how are you enjoying the ball game so far?
You know, this is the first time I ever sit down and watch a ball game. I've always been so busy doing other things. I'm a man with all kinds of hats.
Yes, you are, sir. And we appreciate all your hard work, Jim. I'm glad you said that because nothing gets done around here because you're the only one that does it. That one breaking ball misses for ball one as the count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Let me reset this here in the bottom half of the seventh inning.
Frank, I'd like to add something.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I got a goal to keep the fans satisfied and comfortable and also the staff.
There you go. And you do that, you bring me plenty of water. I've got so much water here that you make me go to the bathroom and I can't drink that much water.
I'll take over. You go and I'll take over.
There you go, Jimmy. That's what he's talking about, the man of all hats there. That one misses outside for ball 3 as the count now goes to 3 balls, 1 strike. There's a thing that, I've been doing this for 27 years, and so what I do is I make sure that I don't drink that much water, but what I do is I chew ice, and you don't have any ice. That ball goes up the middle, and first base, it's going to be safe there at first base. That's Nolan Riley, as the shortstop was not able to get to that in time here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. So Nolan Riley records his 3rd hit of the ball game, and that will bring up the
Now batting for the Rebels, first baseman number 22.
Well,
Connor Allen.
first baseman number 22, Connor Allen. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, Frank, I'll get you a Ziploc bag and some ice next week.
There you go. Yeah, that's one thing that I learned early in my career as a play-by-play announcer or a PA announcer is I know that the restrooms are way over there and can't make it sometimes. So I learned not to drink water, and instead I chew ice, and that way I solve 2 problems at once.
Yeah.
One is I get the liquids that I need, and the second thing is it keeps the swelling down of my throat.
Right.
So as I talk. So that's why I do that.
So next week I'll get you a Ziploc bag and some ice.
That one misses outside as the count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes to Connor Allen. Riley just recorded a base hit.
Riley's had a good series.
And that should be the 12th hit of the ball game for the Newton Rebels. So 2-0 pitch here by Adler. That one in there for call strike. And I forgot to write Adler down. I better do that. So 2-1 now the pitch by Adler. That one right across the letters for strike 2. So that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Connor Allen is up at the plate here for the Newton Rebels. Allen is 0 for 4 here tonight. The ball hit right up the middle on there. Just did a base hit there by Connor Allen. And on that play, Nolan Riley moves clear to third base. And Allen records his first hit of the ball game. Nice effort there by the shortstop, Rogers, who was not able to get to it as that went into center field. So now we'll have runners on at first and third with no out. And that will bring up the designated hitter number 8, Thomas Capion. Capion 1 for 1 here this evening with 2 RBIs. Did you happen to see the interview with Mr. Capion last night?
Yes, I did.
Wasn't that nice?
That was.
He is a well-spoken young man and well-thought-out young man. And here's the pitch. And Capion lays down a bunt foul in foul territory. I'm not going to call it foul area no more, by the way, Jim. You and I had that discussion the other
Yeah.
day.
That brought back memories, man.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
Well, actually, that's the first time in 27 years that I've ever used that term, foul area. And I don't know where it came from, but
It sounded good.
it sounded all right.
Professional.
So the count is no balls, one strike. That one hit right back up the middle, that right back to the pitcher. He looks at second base, and he goes to first, and he lobs it. Then Capion almost beat that out. But moving over to second base is Connor Allen, and it is a 1-3 lob play, I'm going to call it. As now there is runners on at second and third base with one down. And that will bring up the right fielder number 0, Eli Hickman.
Frank, I'd like to add something right quick.
Go ahead, sir.
I want to thank all my staff that helps me with the gate. That gives me more time to do other stuff that I like to do, you know. And
You must be talking about Mariah.
Mariah and all the crew down there, you know, she does a good job. And
That one misses high for ball one, so the count will even up now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you know, Jim, I learned a long time ago, you can't do this by yourself. It takes a crew, and we do appreciate everybody that helps us out. Sometimes we short staff, like, you know, the general manager that leaves town, Carvala, the assistant general manager, Jay Gibbs, leaves town, and then, you know, we're stuck doing all this. Of course, we kind of don't miss them anyway, don't we?
No, huh?
No, they don't do nothing, so we don't really miss them. Everybody picks up the slack for them, and it's just kind of like they never hear.
That's what they should do, you know.
You know, you picking up the slack for Carv right now.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm thinking about just replacing Carv with you. You seem to be adding quite a bit to this. So the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, I don't need Carv.
No,
I got you, right?
I'm better looking.
Yeah, you're better looking than he is. Exactly right. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, and here's the pitch. That one fouled off once again by Eli Hickman. And you and I probably got more in common than Carv. I'm a golfer. He's not. He tries.
Yeah. I haven't played golf for years, but I've played some golf.
There you go. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. I always give Carv a hard time. I'm just kidding him. And that one is high for ball 3. So the count will go full now at 3-2 as we have runners on at second and third with 1 out. Here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, the 13-8 to score, and here's the pitch by Adler, and a swing and a miss there by Eli Hickman as he goes down swinging for out number 2. So now we have 2 down here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, and that will bring up the catcher number 16, Anthony Zellner.
I never have played the Sand Creek. That's a man's course.
That is a tough little course, but it's one of the best in the state of Kansas. And but I go clear to Kansas City area, and sometimes in the past, they call it Mayetta, past Topeka, Kansas. There's a swing and a miss there by Zellner, one of the top state in the state of Kansas and in the nation, actually, that I love to go play. And the count is no balls, 1 strikes. And we're ready to go. We're not going there this time. That one is fouled off, and the count now goes 0-2.
I'm a pitch and putt man myself.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of pitch and putt guys out there. That's a big important part of the game, though, pitch and putt.
You know, I'm not a big driver. I just concentrate on hitting the green and down by par, you know. I like to play 1 over hole golf is my goal.
Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Anthony Zellner. And that one hit right back to the pitcher, and the pitcher will run that one out, I believe. He does for out number 3. So the bottom half of the 7th inning for the Newton Rebels, they scored no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 7 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 13 and the 316 Sluggers 8. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the 8th inning. This is Frank Martinez. Jim, get over here so they can see you. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, joined along by the new play-by-play guy. The new color commentator, Jim Williams. You have just now taken over Carr's spot.
You know, while you stepped out, I wanted to make sure we was doing the right thing. He hasn't texted me anything, so I guess we're doing the right road.
Yeah, we're matter of fact, he's probably a little jealous because we're doing a little bit better than him and I do. We're going to take you back out to the field now as we go to the top half of the 8th inning. 13-8 is the score. Due up now is the left fielder number 29, Blake Mitchell. But we're going to have a new pitcher, Jim, and that is going to be number 34, Zach Gillick. He is coming in to pitch, and that one in there for call strike, as the count will go down to 1 ball, 1 strike here in the top half of the 8th inning. And let me give you the numbers on Rector. He went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and he faced 5 batters. There's a swing and a miss there by Mitchell, as the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zach Gillick now coming in to pitch. And we got some great numbers for Zach Gillick. I believe he's leading the league in strikeouts. That's a swing and a miss there by Mitchell as he goes down swinging for out number 1. That is the first strikeout recorded by Zach Gillick. And I will give you those numbers there for Gillick on pitching. By the way, that pitching change is brought to you, sponsored by Ray Roofing. They have you covered. Now batting is the catcher, number 2, Connor Flagg. And let me give you Gillick's numbers. He has appeared in 15 ball games, has started 1, has gone 26 innings, has given up 15 hits, 11 runs scored, 3 earned runs, 4 base on balls, and has a total of 50 strikeouts now, as that one is lifted to left field, and that's going to be in for a base hit. And round going to second base will be Connor Flagg with a double, and that is his 2nd hit of the ball game. Once again, Gillick also comes in with a 1.03 ERA. And like I say, that last strikeout that he did was just the 50th strikeout. And that is only the 8th double given up by Gillick here this season. That brings up the shortstop, number 18, Jordan Rogers. And here's Gillick's pitch. A breaking ball misses outside as the count now goes to 1 ball and no strikes.
Frank, I got something else to say.
Go ahead, sir.
You know, last game we had 13 runs, and the internet went out.
Yes, sir. I remember that. Yes.
And we got 13 runs, and Carv's not here, and look who's in charge.
Exactly right. That was swing and a miss there by Rogers as the count now goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you know, like you hit all the high points there. You even said you're better looking than Carv, and I think you're right. That one is fouled to the left-hand side. Nolan Riley is moving over to the fence area, but not going to be able to get to it as the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I'm sure he's listening. He's got to be listening, you would think.
I checked my phone, and he hasn't texted me yet, so.
Well, he may be getting a little jealous, you taking over his spot like this here, Jim.
All I am is just a little wheel of the big, little spoke of the big wheel.
There you go. There you go. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that's how things are supposed to work. And here's Zach Gillick's pitch. Fastball lifted into, it's going to be over the shortstop, and a great effort there by the shortstop, Hannah. And ball was thrown to third base, and Nolan Riley had to dive to make that stop, but a runner will stay at third base, and that is another hit given up by Zach Gillick. That's 2 of them here tonight by Rogers, as Rogers records his 3rd hit of the ball game. That was just a little blooper there that went over the shortstop's head, Hannah. And that will bring up the third baseman, number 13, A.J. Mendolia.
A sandwich shot.
It definitely was, a little sandwich. Here's the pitch by Gillick, a breaking ball in there for call strike 1. Well, these top hitters like this here, like 316 Sluggers and then the Hutchinson Monarchs, they're used to the fastballs, and that's
Right.
what they're waiting on Gillick. They're just waiting for the fastball, and Gillick got the ball up a little bit. Normally, he's usually right around the knee. You notice the last 2 pitches have been breaking balls there. That one in there for call strike 2, as the count now goes to no balls, 2 strikes. Runners on at first and third, and for some reason my lights won't come on. There we go. First and third now with 1 down here in the top half of the 8th inning. 13-8 to score in favor of the Newton Rebels. And this is the spot that we wanted to get to, Jim, to the 8th and 9th hole. That ball hit to the shortstop. He's going to move to the right and not going to be able to get to it. That goes off his glove. And that was going to be a base hit anyway. So we're going to give Mendolia a base hit and an RBI as a run scores from third base. 13-9 now the score. And that is the
Right fielder, number 31.
2 hits here. That will bring up the right fielder number 31, Peyton Tolley. That is the 3rd hit of the ball game here against Zach Gillick. That should be 11 hits now for the Sluggers. Count is no balls and 1 strike. Runners on at first and third with 1 down. And 1 run has scored. There's a throw over to first base, and that gets away from the Connor Allen. And I don't know why we want to do that, because another run is going to score as the ball got away, and runner Rogers scored from third base. As that was in the ground, and Connor Allen was not able to find that. He was looking all over for it. Now it is 13-10. There was no need to do that. That one fouled off there by Tolley, as the count now goes to no balls, 2 strikes. Sometimes these pitchers, instead of throwing over, they need to learn how to just step off.
And take a break.
Step off and look the guy back. That's the same thing as throwing the ball over
Right.
there.
I learned that in Pony League.
Because if you throw the ball away, then something bad can happen.
There we go again.
There's another throw. There's another throw into right field this time. And going over to third base now is Mendolia. And see if he stops there or not. Looks like he is going to stop. And that's an error. So now we'll have a runner on at third base. And that's exactly what I was talking about there, Jim.
Yeah. We get a lead like this and we throw it away.
13-10 now the score, as 2 runs have scored here in the 8th inning for the 3-1-6 Sluggers.
And 1 out.
We do have 1 down, as Peyton Tolley now at the plate. There's Gillick's pitch. That one misses outside, as the count now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, a lot of times, like I say, Jim, the kids just think they're going to get them out, and instead, like I say, all you got to do is step off, and that's the same thing as throwing over. There's no need to put pressure on yourself. A breaking ball is fouled off there by Tolley, and the count will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I'd like to have this win tonight so we can start the seed series.
That one is fouled off by Tolley. Boy, that one almost got him on the handles. Did you see that? He had to really bring that bat in and to protect himself, kind of.
You know what surprises me? There's no face guards on these helmets, and that's...
Well, they do that in softball, but not in baseball.
Yeah.
They do have those side guards.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Peyton Tolley. And here's a ball hit to the shortstop, and that's going to be an error there by Hannah. as he misplayed that one, and another run scores. That makes it 13-11. A run was going to score no matter what there, but he should have got totally out at first base. So that is an error for the shortstop, and that is the third error of the ball game for the Newton Rebels. And that will bring up the designated hitter number 6, Trey DeGarmo. And all Toley did was just stick the bat out that time.
Yeah.
So 3 base hits here in the inning and an error. Actually, 2 errors. It's taken the score to 13-11 now. And Trey DeGarmo. That one in there for call strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. We still only have 1 down, Jim, here in the top half of the 8th inning. That one misses inside for ball 1.
We need a double play is what we need.
Well, I would just take an out. I'd be happy with an out, but you're right. A double play will get us out of this inning, Jim. Now, you see, Carv never says stuff like that. That one misses low for ball 2. Maybe he doesn't know baseball. You think maybe that's what the problem is?
I think that's what it is.
He's only been doing it for 27 years, 25 years, 27 years, something like that.
Something like that. He knows more about baseball than I forgot.
Is that true? There is a call strike 2, so the count will now go to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, the last time I did color, the guy is working for the St. Louis Cardinals now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Count is full now at 3-2. Well, that one is fouled off. Bob Brotman says, poor guy isn't there to defend himself. Well, we're just kidding him.
Yeah.
We're just kidding him. We're just ribbing him.
He deserves a night off.
He deserves a night off, but Mr. Williams is doing a good job here, and he knows I'm just teasing him. There one, a breaking ball in there for Cole, strike 3. Great pitch there by Zach Gillick for out number 2. That is strikeout number 51 of the season now for Zach Gillick.
Now batting for the Sluggers, center fielder number 20.
And there is a runner on at first base with 2 down now. And that will bring up the center fielder number 23, Drew Sturgeon.
Yeah, Frank, this guy that I used to work with back in Pittsburgh, Kansas, we was going to a basketball game, a football game, and I says, who's your color man? And he said, I'm talking to him right now. He says, you are. I says, I've never done this for my life. But I guess I've improved over the years.
There you go. Well, Jacob Gibbs says, Jim, you can be the GM.
No.
No.
I got enough on my plate.
There you go. All right, the count now goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. And fans, if you're just listening in, like I say, we're ribbing Carv, and Carv can take it. He can put his big boy panties on, can't he? If he has to. Ball
there we go.
Second baseman. Second baseman goes to first for out number 3. A 4-3 put out for the third out, but not before the Sluggers scored 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and actually they scored 3 runs, didn't they? I'm sorry. I forgot to add this guy over here, so that's 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left on base. So at the end of 7.5 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 13 and the 316 Sluggers 11, and we'll be right back.
Ready.
And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, joined by Jim Williams tonight here in the last couple innings as he takes over the general manager duties and the color commentator duties. How about that, Jim? How's that sound?
That's quite a title, man.
That is quite a title.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you what. And then plus he took the gate also. He collected the money. So due up here in the bottom half of the eighth inning for the Newton Rebels will be the short second baseman, number 7, Justin Barnes. We have a lot of candidates here for player of the game, but I think right now the player of the game should be. We have Nolan Riley with 3 for 5, but then we have Trey Wingett with a home run, a 3-run home run, and 2 singles. I think we're going to go with Trey Wingett. We have not had him up here for quite a while, so we're going to do that. We're going to go with Trey Wingett as the player of the game, unless something changes here. That one lifted to the right-hand side. Right fielder moving to the line. And does he make the catch? No, he doesn't. And going around second base is Justin Barnes. Barnes going to third base with a triple. And that is Barnes' second hit of the ball game. He has got a double and a triple here this evening tonight, Jim Williams. How about that?
Man, I don't like playing left field this late at night. I can't see the ball.
Well, that is right field, but you're right. It's just kind of dark out there. That will bring up the shortstop, number 11, Jaden Hanna.
I want to pass a law that we use glow golf balls.
You mean glow baseballs, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 13-11 is the score. Runner on at third base with no outs. The infield is in now for the 3-1-6 Sluggers. The first pitch misses for ball 1. As the count goes, 1 ball, no strikes to Jaden Hanna. Once again, the infield is in, trying to prevent any more runs, as Justin Barnes had just hit a triple. That one misses high for ball 2. Well, as soon as this half inning is over, Jim, I'll need for you to go down on the field and get that number 14 there. That one lifted to the left-hand side, going to be out of play if Mariah's gone. You know what that means now? That means I have to put all this stuff away by myself because Mariah usually helps me.
And the right-hand man's gone too, man.
My right hand, well, he don't do nothing anyway. If you're talking about Carv.
Yeah.
Okay, he don't do nothing anyway. That one misses high for ball 3. So
he makes all the decisions.
Well, he makes all the decisions, but I'm talking about putting stuff up. I mean, I need to get going. I got to go clear to Kansas City. That's about a 2.5, 3-hour drive.
Yet tonight?
Yet tonight, yes, sir, because we got an early tea time tomorrow morning. And I can't get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and be there in time to tee off. I'd rather drive at nighttime anyway instead of real early in the morning.
Is Carv going to be your caddy?
No, Carv is not my caddy. There's a spout off there by Hannah. No, I don't know if I could. I don't know. I don't know if Carv knows golf well enough to be a caddy. Count is full now at 3-2.
He's a good man. I enjoy it.
He's a very good man. I'm just teasing Carv.
So am I. So am I. I just enjoy working with him, you know.
There's a hard hit ball there by Hannah, and that's going to be in for a base hit. And that now takes the score to 14-11, as the Rebels have now recorded, was it 14 or 15 hits now? And that is a base hit and an RBI for Hannah, as he records his third hit of the ball game and the second RBI. That will bring up the left fielder, number 20, Aiden Corrigan. That one misses inside, as the count goes 1 ball, no strikes. Oh, number 30, I'm sorry. That is 30 or 20. That should be 20. Should be Aiden Corrigan up at the plate. Yeah, it is 20.
Frank, when you come into town, have you noticed the Rebel signs?
Yes, I have. Is that you putting those up?
That's one of my jobs.
There you go. Yeah, I have noticed that. That's been lately where it says Rebels baseball tonight. That one hit into center field, and the center fielder coming in. Right fielder also coming in. Looks like the right fielder, or who caught that one? The center fielder did catch that one. Boy, it is dark out there.
It is.
I couldn't even tell who caught that one. Looked like the center fielder caught that one for out number 1. So we do have one down now here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. That will bring up the left fielder, number 14, Trey Wingett. Wingett is 3 for 5 here tonight with a 3-run home run, and has scored 3 runs. So we're going to bring Trey Wingett up here, and there's a throw over to first base with 1 down. And that was a nice, easy lob there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
He didn't try to throw it over and pick him off and throw it in the ground. He just lobbed it over there. That one misses low for ball 1.
No, Frank, on game days, my day starts at 3:30 in the afternoon.
3:30 in the afternoon, and then you don't get done till whenever the last man walks out.
That's it. I unlock and lock up, so that's.
There's a swing and a miss there by Wingett. Do you mind if I ask you how old you are, Jim?
I'm 68.
68 years old, okay. And you've been doing this for 12 years. There's Mariah.
Yeah.
Mariah, are you going to get our player of the game tonight? Or are you gone? Come here. That one lifted to right field for out number 2, I believe, unless it was a foul ball. Let's see. No, that is out number 2.
Now ready for your Rebels third base.
And that will bring up the third baseman, number 23, Nolan Riley. I said, are you getting our player of the game or are you gone?
No.
He said you were gone.
I'm here.
Okay. So he thought you were gone.
No.
Number 14, Trey Wingett. Okay, thank you. Well, it looks like you're going to have to fill in a little bit longer because Mariah's going to get our player of the game.
She's better looking than I am.
Well, yeah, she is, but she didn't want to be on the air. I asked her, I said, Mariah, are you going to be the color commentator tonight? That ball hit the first baseman and not able to get to it.
No one home.
Yeah, it is in the one hole, so that's another base hit there by Nolan Riley, as he is now 4 for 6 here tonight.
No, I enjoy doing this. I fill in, I just jump in and do it. Either sink or swim. That's my philosophy.
There you go. And it's going to bring up the first baseman, number 22, Connor Allen. Well, I was hoping to get out of here before 10:15, but not going to do it.
What time's your tee off?
8 o'clock.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's why I got to take off tonight, so I at least I get some couple hours of sleep. I hate to go home and then have to wake up and then not be in that drowsy mode. You know what I'm talking about? Ball hit the second baseman. He bobbles it and not going to be in time for first base. That is going to be is that an error or base hit there? Okay, an error on the second baseman. As 1 run has scored, and now the bases are loaded. As Hannah's on at third base, Riley on at second, and now Connor Allen on at first base. And that is another error there by the Sluggers.
This is the most runs we've scored all season.
Well, we did have one game that in the beginning of the season that we scored quite a bit, but it was a non-conference game and it didn't count for anything. So that will bring up the designated hitter number 8, Thomas Capion. So Trey Wingett will be our player of the game here this evening. There, that one hit to the right-hand side is fouled off for strike 1. We do have 2 down with the bases loaded. And the score should be 15. Is that right?
Another foul ball.
I only have score 14. We've only scored 1 run.
Yeah.
And that is the third out, is Capion. For the third out. So the bottom half of the 8th inning for the Newton Rebels, they, I believe, only score 1 run because the bases were left loaded. I think Barnes was the only one that we scored unless Hannah scored, and I missed it. But let's see, we got 1, 2, 3 outs there. So that's got to be right. Anyway, we'll be right back. And for the top half. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the 9th inning. Due up for the Sluggers will be the second baseman, number 1, Tanner Leonard. And Zach Gillick on the mound as the count is 1 ball, no strikes here in the top half of the 9th inning. A swing and a miss there by Leonard as the count will now even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. 14-11 is the score in favor of the Newton Rebels here in the top half of the 9th inning. That one called strike as the count now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Workins on deck and Mitchell in the hole. And Zach Gillick trying to shut him down here, Jim Williams. That's a swing and a miss. Or no, that is fouled off. I'm sorry. I did not see that the ball went to the fence as the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I would like to thank all the sponsors that helped with the Rebels this year. If it wasn't for you guys.
There you go. Swing and a miss there by Leonard as he goes down swinging for out number 1. So we have 1 down now here, Jim, in the top half of the 9th inning. And that is the 3rd strikeout recorded by Zach Gillick. And he came in with 49, so you add 3 to that. That should be 52 strikeouts for the season so far for Zach Gillick.
Back when we was going to school, that's what it was.
What school did you go to, by the way?
I went to school at Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Home of the Gorillas.
Yeah, Austin working now up the plate. No balls, 1 strike, and here's the one just misses as the count will even up at 1-1. Well, even at North High School, with a school that I went to, class of 1973, anytime you added whatever we were talking about, I lost train of thought here as I was looking for that. Math, there you go.
So I graduated in 72, so, well, I didn't graduate. The principal gave me my diploma, so.
There you go. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Workins.
Back then we had paper gowns and hats.
Yeah, I remember that. That one in there. Cole, strike three, as Zach Gillick strikes out his second one here this inning. And that is the fourth strikeout recorded by Zach Gillick here in the ball game. So we have two down now here in the top half of the ninth inning, and that will bring up the left fielder, number 29, Blake Mitchell. Once again, fans, like to remind you that the Newton Rebels will be off tomorrow evening, but they will be back in action on Tuesday night, and that game time will be 6:30 instead of 7 o'clock at West Urban in Wichita. That's where the 316 Sluggers play from. Once again, mark it down. They will be playing at 6:30, so that means we'll be on the air at 6:20. That one hit to the right-hand side. If he sees it, he'll make the catch, and he does for out number 3. And that is the ball game with the final score, the Newton Rebels 14 and the 316 Sluggers 11. So, Jim, thank you so much for joining us here this evening.
I got to take care of the umpires right now.
Okay, go take care of the umpires. I'm going to cut it back to us here in just a second. We'll let you watch the Rebels celebrate out there on the field. But we do want to thank you all for joining us here this evening. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. And guess what? When the internet works, everything works perfect. So now the only thing is that you approve of the play-by-play and the color commentator here for tonight. We thank everybody that are Newton Rebel fans, and we also thank all you 316 Sluggers for joining us here this evening. We hope you have enjoyed the broadcast this evening. We're going to be joined by Trey Wingett, our player of the game, coming up here just shortly. Have a small interview with him, hopefully less than 5 minutes, and then we'll get out of here. So, because I got to hit to Kansas City and be on the road for the next 2.5, 3 hours after we get everything put away. So, once again, we thank you very much for joining us. The Rebels are off tomorrow. They play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in Wichita as they will take on and finish up the 316 Sluggers series, games 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm not sure what we're off. Let's see, that'd be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I think we're off Friday. I'm not sure. We'll have to look at the schedule and see exactly where we stand at. But we're going to be joined here by Trey Wingett here just shortly. So we'll bring you back to us here. And go ahead, Mr. Wingett. Put those headset on, and I'll see if you can hear me. If it's too loud there, you can turn number 4 down up there if it's too loud. We're joined by Trey Wingett here this evening for our Player of the Game. Our Player of the Game is brought to you sponsored by Carl Hodges and Family. The Rebels tradition continues since the year 2000, and we'd like to thank all our sponsors, which we will do here shortly. But Trey Wingett, tonight you were, let's see here, you hit a 3-run home run and had a single in the third, had the 3-run home run in the fourth, had a single in the 6th inning. So it looks like you were 3 for 6 here tonight, but you had a total of 3 RBIs. And you also scored 3 runs. So congratulations for being the player of the game.
Thank you.
We're going to do this real fast tonight because I'm heading out of town to Kansas City to go play some golf.
Sweet.
So we've got to do that. But we got to make sure that your parents, who are your parents?
Cody and April Wingett.
Okay. And then also, who are your siblings?
Cam, Callie, Brooklyn, and Ireland.
Okay. And then need to know what college you go to.
I was just at a JUCO in the spring, and then I'll be heading to St. Mary's in California in the fall.
Okay, St. Mary's. And then we need to know who your favorite player is.
Whoever's doing the best, honestly, they're most fun to watch. So right now, Tatis and Shohei Ohtani. Okay.
And then the last question that we ask everybody, and that is, if you had 5 minutes to spend with somebody, who would that 5 minutes be?
I remember answering that question. I put Jesus.
Jesus, exactly right. I remember that. And that was quite an answer, and that was a good answer, by the way.
Thank you.
That's what we go, ding, 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 correct answer.
There we go.
Very nice. Well, before we do get off, is there anybody else that you would like to say hi to? It's your air.
I'm speechless, Frank.
You're speechless, okay? Well, just say hi to your family there at home there.
What's up,
Trey Wingett is the player of the game. We'd like to thank all our sponsors. The double plays were sponsored by the team of Pate and Paul, attorneys at law. Doubles were sponsored by Cobra Enterprise Store and Stuff and Realty Connections. Plays at the plate are sponsored by Colonel Tim Mahler family in honor of the Kansas National Guard, your home team. Always ready, always there. Pitching changes were sponsored by the Ray Roofing. We have you covered. Home runs tonight were sponsored by the John Odeman family, proud friends of the Newton Rebels. And then once again, the player of the game, Trey Wingett, sponsored by Carl Hodges and family. The Rebels tradition continues since the year 2000. Also like to thank Back Alley Pizzas and Curtis C's. And we can't not go home without thanking our host families here this evening. We thank you very much. We thank all you fans here for joining us here tonight. Don't forget the Newton Rebels are off tomorrow, but we'll be back in action at 6:30 on Tuesday evening. We'll see you then. I hope I make it back safely. We'll see you back then. This is Frank Martinez, the voice for the Newton Rebels. You've been watching Newton Rebels baseball. Rebels win 14-11 here this evening.